Excuse me. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley live with you here. It's a little bit after 10 o'clock as we go through your night here on our Wednesday. A little rainy still across the Piedmont Triad area, and a lot of this rain is still just getting going. We have a ways to go with it. There will be some more hours of the rainfall, and really going into tomorrow morning, we're going to continue to run that risk of some of these showers and storms kind of pushing through our area. Let's take the live radar here first off and show you what we're seeing around the area. This is a wider view across all of the Carolinas all at once as well. So what we have going on right now, kind of round two. Round one was basically earlier this afternoon. Right now, we're tracking round two. So where it's going is still pushing from west to east, and it's been coming down pretty steadily for at least a couple of hours here. This rain is pushing across the area, and if we take a little bit of a closer peek, this is what you exactly want to see. The rain is filling in the gaps. This is a very steady radar. It is not done within an hour or two. It might last a few more hours. So that's kind of a good thing that we're finding. So right now across the area, a steady, gentle rain. Isn't that nice? A steady, gentle rain. I can show it to you here. This is on our Winston-Salem camera. You're noticing the rain coming down quite nicely, coating everything in sight. The pavement is wet. Now, rainfall amounts so far, I don't know that we really want to look at that because it's still not too impressive. In fact, PTI still hasn't reported 1/100 of an inch, believe it or not, for some reason. But in any case, the rain is still coming down in a pretty good way. Now, if we look farther off to the west, when might this start to break up, and when do we have to start looking for round three? Well, the back edge of this one is starting to approach Asheville. And we can see that very clearly. There are some thunder and lightning strikes around the Charlotte area and parts of the upstate of South Carolina as well, and over toward Georgia. But there's not all that much that's going to come our way when it comes to thunder or for lightning. So I'm not really expecting all that much, although we can't rule out a little bit of that. Farther off to the north is where we might start to pull some energy later on tonight with some showers dropping in from the north. So bottom line, we have a few areas to watch and a few sources that could continue to provide us with some rainfall for the rest of the nighttime. Here's what our Futurecast has to say about this. This is 10 o'clock right now. We're looking at good amounts of warmth and humidity and some rainfall as well. So take a look at that. Here we go toward midnight, looking generally a little bit drier as we go into the rest of the evening. And then here's that last line of heavy rainfall around 2 a.m. That could get a little bit more intense according to our model, and then start to kind of taper off toward tomorrow morning. So it could be that our heaviest rainfall is still to come after the midnight hour and closer toward tomorrow morning. So a lot to factor in here throughout the forecast. As we go through the day tomorrow, things look to be getting quite a bit drier. To set the scene for how it's like outside right now, if you haven't been out in a little while, temperatures are in the upper 60s to right around 70. It's pretty muggy, folks. Dew points are higher than they've been in a long time. So we have some humidity and we have the rain going on around the area. So that's where we're heading. The radar, as I said, is pretty busy right now. We already looked at one computer model. We can look at a few others here to show you kind of the range of options compared to where we're going. So this is what we call the rapid refresh model. It's the same idea as the last one I was showing you, but it has a little bit of a different take on the situation. Showers and storms kind of scattered about the area overnight and toward tomorrow morning. And then it keeps the rain through about lunchtime and then finally cuts this thing off by the end of the afternoon. So a little bit of a different case from our model, which is actually showing it be dry by tomorrow around 9 o'clock or so. So maybe we get to keep it a little longer. Longer would be better. That would certainly be more beneficial to us. Here's another version. This is around 2 a.m. Here's 4 a.m., 6 and 7, 9 and 10. And again, we're still keeping this around. So there certainly is potential for just basically a couple more rounds of rainfall. And additional rainfall will be helpful, and we certainly welcome it in our area. I'm not worried about severe thunderstorms for us. I don't think that's going to be something that we worry about. Overall, it's just not a big problem for us. Now, as far as rain potential, how much could we end up seeing? At least 1/4 of an inch for most all of us, but maybe upwards of 1/2 an inch to 3/4 of an inch. And farther down the line, this might not be the only rain chance that we're tracking for you. We could still get some more by the upcoming weekend. So lots to kind of keep our eyes on over the next several days around our area. Elsewhere in the south, where could additional rainfall come from the system? We still have a cold front up here. We have some more rain forming down here. So a few more blobs, a few more rain areas are possible and could start to head our way. The severe weather threat is pretty high down in this part of the country. In Mississippi right now, they've continued to have several tornado warnings. This is certainly not our neck of the woods, but it is something worth showing you. These tornadoes have really been ruthless, and there have been several of them, many of them touching down on the ground, causing all sorts of damage and big problems in Mississippi specifically. So those are the areas that are getting hit the hardest overnight tonight with the worst weather across the south. As I said, we're expected to get a decent amount of rainfall overnight, whether it's on the lighter side or the heavier side. All of us are getting something. And then over the next several days, we'll continue to watch the trends here, but it looks like tomorrow certainly has the best chance for rain. Friday's dry. I tend to think Saturday's dry. Looking ahead to Sunday, that's when a couple of scattered showers may be possible. And we'll continue to track that for you as well. If we look at our longer range Futurecast model, once we get past tomorrow, it's going to be interesting to see kind of what happens down the pike by Friday and into the upcoming weekend. Looks like we have at least a tiny rain chance for Saturday, but that's low enough. I tend to think you're fine to do whatever you'd like to do around the area on our Saturday. One thing you might want to consider is the temperature. So our temperatures are actually going to be really on the low side toward Friday morning. And what's interesting is how warm we are right now, and then there's a cold front that kind of comes by and really cuts it all off. So take a look by Friday morning. Let me walk it back there. This is Friday morning. It's pretty chilly. Temperatures will be in the 40s yet again, maybe even right around 38 degrees in the northern part of the Piedmont. So we have some chill to go around, and then by the weekend, we'll start to warm things up again Friday afternoon. But it will be interesting to see how that cooler air really is moving right back in. So right now we're on the warm and muggy side. These showers are kind of the barrier between us and the cooler, drier air that'll be set to move in again overnight and back into tomorrow afternoon. You'll feel the difference. There'll be a big difference tomorrow compared to where we are right now. So long story short, we are looking at a rain chance continuing between now and, let's say, tomorrow afternoon. We might be able to trim that down as we go into tomorrow. Scattered rain, some downpours, some thunder, they're all a possibility for our area. And just to kind of remind you, we have not had a lot of rain. Everyone knows that. We all know we're in the drought. But we've not had a lot of rain for a long time. 1/4 of an inch, April, 1/2 an inch, March, an inch, February. This has been a long time coming. Long time coming. And who's to say exactly how much we'll end up with tonight. But again, it's nice to see this gentle rain settling in over our area and just really continuing hopefully for several more hours. What I'd like to see is the radar filling the gaps over here. We are starting to see some of the moisture get hogged to the south, which I did think was a possibility. But pretty encouraged here to see the decent amounts of rainfall that we are managing to muster here. And there's still a ways to go. There's still a ways to go with this batch. So we'll take what we can get. Let's keep on bringing some more to our area. I got to tell you, it's not done yet. We'll run through the Futurecast one more time. Scattered rain and storms, some downpours possible overnight into tomorrow morning. The morning commute could be a little on the slow side and certainly on the wet side too. Just keep an eye on those. So I'm going to leave you with a live radar. You can watch this and check out your neighborhood. And remember, you can get this anytime right here on WFMY Streaming News and Weather.